All right, going live. Uh, Thanks to everyone watching. We're gonna kick this off in a little bit different way today. I found out that chess.com can archive games, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go through and try to find a game that I played yesterday. A lot of 5-minute games. I wish it would say the ratings of the people played. Some of these are kind of interesting. I believe it's this one. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to start trying to save games. Oh, where was it? We're looking for an exchange French game. It would have been from yesterday. I should have looked at who it was. I believe it's this game. Oh, and I lost this one? Wow. Oh, this is that is a Scandinavian attack. Yep, Scandinavian attack. Let's see around. This will be really cool. This is against Rocket. This is another Scandinavian. Rocket. Okay, let's look after that. It's got to be around here somewhere. There were some good bullet games yesterday. Okay, we'll just have to go through it systematically and try to find it. Not Nima. Okay. This is Yogi Spalu. This might be it. All right, let's analyze. Hey, Sunflower Simpa. Good to have you back. We're looking for. I realized that chess.com actually archives games, so there's a couple games from yesterday that they're going to go through and test out. We're going to have a small collection of games on the page. and a little bit of discussion about these games as well. Bishop e4. Here's knight e3. I like the ideas of bishop d3, bishop coming here, and knight e2. Let's see what happens though. Bishop g4. Monte Carlo variation. Okay. Kingside castle, good. The computer is liking bishop e2 with knight f3. Prepared. Self-analysis. Let's get the computer's say on this. Basic analysis, half depth. Okay. Moments. Oh, maybe you have to play. C captures d4. Bishop captures c4. What is the threat here? Bishop captures f6. This is blowing my mind. It's saying white is down a pawn, but black is behind in development. Knight f3. Rook e8. Knight e5. Bishop captures c3. Knight c6. Kingside castle. I see. Why not f4? Okay. Bishop d3 is a mistake. Bishop e2 is best. That blows my mind. G4 is a mistake. D captures c4 is best. Yes. But most players tend to play their bishop to g4. It's a natural move against the openings with this isolated d pawn coming up for white. The biggest question is where to put this bishop. And the actual idea is capture and bishop d6. If there's an exchange there, the rooks can come up, queen e7 and rook e8, having a triple battery on this open e file. It's saying I should queenside castle first, or sorry, kingside castle first, but I played f3 is an inaccuracy. Kingside castle is best. Okay. h5 is an inaccuracy. D captures c4 is best. Still, wow. D captures c4. Bishop captures c4. What if f captures c? It's a blunder. I see. h5 is an inaccuracy. Kingside castle. Knight b d7. Still d captures c4. Knight f4 is good. Knight captures d5 is best. That's true. That d pawn was hanging. Castle. Knight b d7. Wow. C captures d4. Or knight captures. Yeah, that was entirely available. I have this compulsory idea of knight f4 here. I think knight g3 would have been better. Let's look at that. Knight g3 is a mistake. D captures c4. But knight f4 isn't. Okay. D captures d4 still comes. Okay. I think it allows more attacking opportunity. Bishop e7 is good. D captures c4 is still best. I really wanted black to play d captures c4 the whole time, and one of the I think negligible things that black did here is never playing c6. Rook e1 is a mistake. C captures d5. That pawn was hanging for a while, I guess. Capture. I looked at that move. C captures d5. Knight captures. Bishop captures e7. Knight captures e7. Knight captures h5. Oh, I see. That bishop was hanging, huh? Captures h6. Bishop captures f6. Knight captures f6. Knight e4, challenging that bishop. But after bishop g6, knight captures g6, f captures g6, knight c3. Huh. Doubled pawns on the d file, but they're pretty well defended. Yeah, white is definitely winning here. We had a capture here, knight captures f6. Oh, let's... Where's the moves from the game? e7, I played rook e1. Putting pressure on this. This is a 5-minute game, and there's a little more inaccuracies here than I would like to admit. Knight b6 is best. What did we play here? Knight captures g6. Using this pen, h-pawn has to capture. g6, queen d3. We're just doing a little analysis. I realized that chess.com saves games, so we're going to archive a couple. We had two really good games yesterday. One, I'm proud to say I had 97% accuracy. Had some great attacks, and we'll go over that later today. c6 is altered. Black really needed to play c6, like around move 7. It is still delayed. Bishop b3 is best. Cool. Knight bd5 is a mistake because of knight captures d5. Let's see if we did it. Captures d5. Bishop captures e7 is best. That makes sense. Bishop captures e7. I was worried about the knight moving there, and then also capturing, and then also defending this pawn is why I didn't do that. Let's look at that. Bishop captures e7. Knight captures e7. Rook captures e7? Yeah. I don't understand that. Rook captures allows for bishop. Oh, then rook captures. Then, okay. That makes sense. We'll be accepting challenges. Almost done with this game. You can send a invitation to Checkmate 4283 on chess.com, and we'll play some games. E5, rook captures 8. Really? Bishop captures b7 is best. I thought that if I captured b7, bishop captures b7, rook b8, and then not there. What did it say was best? King c6. Okay. Rook e7 is best. And then I had to defend this pawn or something. No, I don't even like the position for white here. I don't like that move. Rook captures e8, queen captures queen f2 is not accuracy. King h1 was better. Huh. That's interesting. I thought having the king available to help on the e file with the rook was good, but apparently not. Rook e8 is best. Rook e1. Did I win this game or lose it? I don't like the position for white at all. G3 is good. Bishop f6. Peppy15902 says hi. Hi, Peppy. Good to have you on the stream, man. This is Chess and Jams. We just have some chess commentary. This is the 5th day of streaming. We usually have some chess challenges and commentary along with them. Do you play chess, Peppy? C6 is an accuracy. Bishop captures. B2 is better. I agree. C4, Queen E3 was best. I agree with that too. And here, we were down a pawn, it looks like. Oh, I remember this game. This is opposite colored bishops. And there's 2 blunders in this game. I love opposite colored bishop games are not always draws. If you have a, now look at this. Because of the doubled pawns, it's hard for black to get back and defend the square. If you notice, the king is actually on the same square as this. You want your pawns on the opposite color of the opponent's bishop, and here, black's own pawn is actually in their way. If black gets the bishop over here, one, it will have to sack this pawn, allowing 2 passed pawns for white. And we don't capture this pawn, we just push here. Yep. We'll save this one for the end game. This was a 5-minute game. Who is this against? Yogis Sabu. Yogis Sabu. And we will... Where is it? Yogis Sabu. How do we save it? I just saved a game a second ago. I'll just make a note of it. Yeah. So we'll archive that tomorrow. There was a really great Sicilian Dragon game yesterday. Or not, it wasn't a dragon. We had a Sicilian game yesterday with 97% accuracy. It was fantastic. So I'm going to play a couple of games. We'll start out with some 5-minute warm-ups. Usually start out the day with some bullet chess in 2 minutes, which I am terrible at. The longer the time increments, the better I do. I'm a slower player. And it takes away a lot of the beauty of the game to just have these pieces flying around. It's cool and stuff, and it's pretty entertaining and fast, but this is a kind of a little bit of a Najdorf idea. I think I should have played c4 there. So black is going to want to play d5 pretty soon. In response, we have to think about where we want our pawns. I feel like bishop c5, c4 usually messes me up a little bit, if I'm being honest. Let's wait to find out where the dark squared bishop is going first. I usually play c4, so we'll do that this game. Okay. We're going to move this bishop so we don't have any discovered attacks. Bishop e3, knight f6, knight f3, I think. this is going to be a good game. If b5, a4. What is that? Does it do anything? a5. Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't mean to move that. Man, 2 days ago I had so many accidental moves. It was driving me crazy. Wow, I cannot believe I did that. Wow. Let's play f4. We might be able to trap this bishop. We've got knight play coming. Knight g4 coming. How are we going to do this? If knight g4, we can move this knight, threatening this one. But we have to do it well. Knight g4, we have to kick this knight somehow. It's at a weird diagonal from this knight, so it's not going to be easy to get to. It usually takes 4 moves to get to a knight that's a diagonal away. 3 moves to threaten it. We have to defend this g3 spot, though. Now, if knight moves to g4, rook captures, knight captures. Okay, wow. Black must have felt pretty hopeless there. We're gonna do bishop captures. This is a pretty fast game. We just want attack. Okay, we're up a piece for 2 pawns. This is good. This is very good for white. And there's no black squared, dark squared bishop for here to defend e7. So we're going to threaten this piece, and we're going to just trade off pieces as fast as we can. We also need to play bishop, queen d2, and queenside castle. White's king. I was going to kingside castle in this game, but due to some errors, I think black did have some chances, some better chances. I think with knight g4 in that exchange, here I think knight g4 with h5 coming, white doesn't have any pawns to kick that knight, and these knights are not able to push. This white square bishop is far away. I think that position could have held fairly well, actually. Might have ended up with like I would have won 2 pieces with a rook, which is better than what happened, I feel. Okay. We're going to have a nice exchange here. We're going to open up black's center, or kingside. Black will get to play rook g8, but the king side is pretty devastated here. Right here, we might be thinking about moves like knight g3. Then we have rook g8, bishop to f5. What about moves like queen f3? I like it. What comes first? We have to watch our time controls because I'm bad at doing that anyway. We can just play straight to rook h5. I think I need to get my king in a defensive position first, though. Queen 8. Knight g3, rook g8, queen h5 immediately. Rook captures, queen captures, king comes up, bishop check, and I think that's checkmate. Let's do it. Let's play knight g3. Now what I was kind of worried about was maybe move like rook g8. Oh, yep, that's why I didn't do that. Now if queen h4, what are the threats? We have bishop coming here. We want to just do exchanges. We really just want to do exchanges. We got knight d5, which looks great, but then we have check. Not very good for us. Pretty good move for black there. We have this move. Let's do it. Let's get the threats going. It almost kind of forces black to do these exchanges. Okay. Now do we queenside castle? Maybe. Or knight f5. Capture. I don't like capturing that with a pawn though. Capture. If knight captures, okay, let's do this correctly. The knight has to capture here. Oh man, I'm running low on time. Knight captures. The knight. Let's queenside castle first. Not as aggressive as I would like, but gets away any surprise checks. I mean, I need to play something like rook d2. We're just not attacking as much as I would like to. Okay, something like rook d2 looks good. I like it. This file is pretty weak, but we'll end up with rook f5 and knight f5. Yeah, let's completely collapse on this position. He's thinking about knight d4. That's okay. Oh, we've got to move faster now, though. We are way low on time. Sometimes that's all it takes to be a 1500 player, is just really good time control. You know? Turn up volume just a little bit. Not a good time to do that right now. Okay, we really are worried about a move like knight d4, so we're going to play knight e2 soon. King b1. Rooks are doing a good job defending the king. It really looks like if knight d4, knight f5 kind of solves that. We have to defend this pawn, though. We have a capture here. Is it devastating for black? No. I could have just... No, I couldn't have. It's not as damaging as I want it to be. Allows black to capture a pawn. Not that worried about it. Capture. Checks. We've got checks and mate coming. Okay, we already talked about it. Check. King moves. Knight is checkmate. There's nothing black can do about it. And black had plenty of time. I think they were just moving too fast. Some good games. All right. If you're a viewer and you play chess, this is just some chess commentary. You're welcome to send invites to Checkmate. Whoops. Spelled that wrong. Put a slash at the end. My username is checkmate4283. You can send those to chess.com, and I'm happy to play everyone. This is just some chess commentary, having a good time, chilling out, and having a good community of people to play with. And if you don't play chess and you're just having a good time with some good people, that's cool too. This is for everyone. Knight c3 is unusual. Okay. d4 immediately. Maybe thinking about if pawn e5. Okay, we're gonna play bishop b4. If pawn e5, knight d5, and we've got some actual problems for white here. So we're thinking about taking on the square. This is interesting. Capture, queen captures here on g7. Interesting. Wow. The bishop captures, check. We almost have to do knight capture again. Do we each just want a pawn, but white gets to kind of attack? Oh no! Man, I have slipped move pieces at least twice the past 3 days. Every day I do it twice. Oh my gosh. This is a completely lost game now. Let's see if we can get a rematch in there. That was a terrible game. Okay. e4. This is a Scandinavian defense. Knight g6. I feel like a lot of people at this elo don't actually do a good job of coming up with compensation for sacrificing a pawn like that. Bishop is at e6 already. It's probably not going to play g. We note our bishop on e2, so there's no surprise checks. But now that pawn is hanging. Good job. Good job, black. He's thinking about queenside castling. Oh wait, that bishop was hanging. Hold on. No, it wasn't. Yeah, because of the pin. Think about moves in order. Knight captures. Rook e1. I like this knight where it is though. But then if queen captures, queenside castle, rook e1. I need bishop d4 coming. Man, queenside castle is really gonna mess me up. Well, black is playing exceptionally well. This pawn needs to come up. Oh man, you know what's really killer? Rook d3. If I play rook d1. Let's play it. Let's play d4. I'm scared. I'm scared. Hold my hand. Our idea will be to get to pawn to d5. That will actually be useful. Until then, this pawn is pretty weak. Queens are traded off. Queenside castle. There's not really going to be a lot of attack going on in this game because the queens are traded off. It's very difficult to get a checkmate in a middle game without queens. This is interesting. We can actually get a pawn on a bishop on g5 with that pin. Maybe bishop moves back. If bishop moves back, okay, we've got some good tactics here. Surprisingly, we have a pin. Okay, black is going to concede and double their pawns. I'm okay with this because we can get this pawn up to d5. We will be in good shape. We want these pawns on light squares. It's rough. We can do it. Black will probably play knight to e5. It's a good outpost. It's a good place to be. Knight c3, thinking about moving over? Maybe? Partly worried about what this bishop's going to do. This d4 pawn is actually harmful to the black this square bishop. Because although it's a square the bishop can target, it can't be targeted easily the way it has to come out. C6 is the only pawn that can really prevent d5 from happening. And if c6 later in the game captures, black gets more separated pawns. What do we want to do? We don't want to play moves like a3. a4 is good. We can play something like let's play rook e1. We're going to tempt bishop b4. a3 captures, and then this is no longer an isolated pawn. Okay, this was a good move. Oh yeah, that was the move I was planning for, is knight. I forgot. Forgot my own plan. But now we have d. Let's play a3. This is not going to be good. Bishop moves back. If bishop moves back, this pawn can move forward, and that will remove the only defender of the bishop for this rook to take. So bishop e7 is not allowed. That is off the menu. We really need to give rook to d1. So pushing this pawn is even more dangerous. Ah, man, what a game. This is pretty exciting. Okay. Okay. Black is trying to force g3. If d4 now, bishop e5 is pretty strong. What about a move like d5? Knight moves to e7. Then we get a move like rook e6. Yep. No, we got knight e5, captures. Doesn't work out so well for us. Rook. Let's get this rook in the game. We need a rook on d1 still. And we're running ourselves low on the clock again. Big surprise. We want to force black into a kind of passive position, threatening d4, but threatening the pawn to d5, but it hasn't happened yet. We're going to delay it. This move threatening the pawn, but also, much more devastatingly, knight to g6, forking the rooks. The great thing about f5 is it's a nice outpost for the knight. It is not able to be attacked by the bishop, and it defends the pawn. Black will probably play something like rook e8 or rook g8. Good move. Knight captures. Now h6 is hanging. Small downside, but it's whatever. Bishop knight captures d6 is also problematic. Now, this knight is the only defender of the d4 pawn. We're going to double the rooks. We are waiting. We have waiting moves. If captures, knight captures d4. So that's not good. We are just going to capture the bishop. Pawn captures, and then d5. And we've done it. Black is going to have a strong outpush for the knight, but we come up with a small material advantage. We have f4 available. I didn't think black would do it right away. That just allowed for an easy fork. Black has this move, capture. Oh my gosh, that was actually a very good move. Capture, capture. And then I can move with check. Wow. Wow. Do we just take the knight? No, that's... Ooh. Pawn capture with check. Check. Good move is... Back to king g1. There's too many other checks available to black. Running low on time. Pretty even material. Check, capture. Man, black can kind of clean up some things. We're gonna get this capture with check. We'll see what happens. Then we can come back, get this capture. Oof. Too close for my comfort level, you know? The thing is, man, knights are so freaking tricky. In end games, if you're low on time, you can just lose the whole game to a knight. You really can. White is looking at this move. Oh my gosh, I hung the knight. Wow, I hung the knight. Too low on time. I need to do better time management. Down a piece, but we have some counterplay. If we play smart, we can absolutely get a win out of this. Now we'll just push it. Black's pawns are just, they're not connected. If I get two connected pawns together, that can actually be pretty devastating. All right. Black's probably a little confused. Probably wanted that some kind of exchange, winning a pawn but losing the game. This is much better. Looking at some checks. Trying to stop the pawns. We'll see what Black can do here. These pawns are not capturable right now. And they're a little bit difficult to answer to. Let's just move this rook down. I think it might allow for these advances, but how worried about them am I? Pawn moves up. That's almost a fork. Oof, oof, oof. We need to watch out here. And I'm pretty sure that's game. Knight moves. Doesn't have to move there yet, though. Black wants to capture the knight. We're going to harass that knight as much as we can. King has to move first. What do we do here? Do we attack the knight? Is that what we do? I have to move back or something. Let's just resign. This game is long gone done. Caro-Kann game. Let's play knight c3. I do not like playing against Caro-Kann. I don't know it that well. Oh, that hangs the pawn. Maybe it didn't. Bishop f3. I like this styling diagonal. We'll probably play... Oh, you know what would have been nice is queen f3. Look at this pin. Maybe a move. Oh, queen d2 would have been fine. Queen d2 would have been fine. Queen d2 would have been very fine. I cannot believe I missed that move. Doing better in time controls this time, though. So that's a plus. We have queen d2 here. No real threats. The light square bishop can capture on anything. Here, it might almost be advantageous to double the pawns. Do I like that? B6. It's just too easy for black to counterplay. To close out that file without moving up to b5. Like I was initially thinking. Okay. We've got some interesting moves coming anyway. Possibly thinking about c5 or... Okay. Okay. You know, I think I will also queenside castle. I'm not really in the mood for an opposite side castles game. I think if I play this slowly, that will be fine. What if we overprotect? We have a move like d2. If white could somehow get their pieces together a little bit better, that would be interesting. What do we want to do with this knight? Let's play rook d2. I might just capture when it happens. This capture, not so good. Let's set the rooks up. Now, that deters any pawn advances, but not the bishop capture here. Now we have a move like queen b3. Queen captures. Now we possibly have moves like c3 coming up. This pawn is not that weak. Black would have to make a move like c5. That's a terrible move. We have the move knight c3. available to us. We're looking at things like knight f4, other knight coming to d5. I don't think the knight does very much here. We're waiting for... This is a very interesting double pawn. You don't see this kind of structure very often. The double pawn with both other pawns next to it. Very interesting. Now, does the rook capture win? It does not. We do have moves like King b3 available to us. King b2. We're going to have to watch our time control again today. This is a tough one. White is thinking about moves like c4. The thing is that if black isn't interested in playing e5 or c5, since that just makes white's rooks pretty hard to answer to, we have c4, capture, 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 capture. We have c4 available to us. Nuts. Wow. I think black was thinking about f5 a little bit more, attacking white's d-pawn with a minor piece. They're only defended by rooks, so now black has to think about doubling the rooks. It's the best answer. Rook d7, d5, then black has rook d8, and that stops any trades on the file. However, black did not do that. We have rook d5 now. On the e8, if this file is exposed, I believe white is fine. White undoubles the pawns. King is slightly more active than black's. And this is possibly a passed pawn, depending on how black deals with this issue. We have some interesting moves coming up. Oh, wow. Attacking the bishop. Do we have an in-between move? How does black develop if white plays bishop e4? Well, there's check. Rook captures. So that's not good. Can we just push the pawn though? Knight captures. G captures. It actually looks like it's fairly easy for black to defend. Let's capture. After rook captures. Other rook captures. Oh my gosh. Wow. Did not expect that move. Now we've got a pawn capture. And then rook d7. After the king moves, we have attack on a7. So some pretty interesting play. Black king has ended up a little bit more passive. If moves like rook a5 first, we just wait, king moves, rook comes to a7 still. Black needs to get this rook a little more active. The rook moves, we still capture here. If we wait until after a6, this attack comes with check. We have king d3 later. King here. What do we do here? We have the exchange. Let's keep this file off target. I think white has a winning game at the moment if rooks trade off. We'll play b4, f4. If pawn to challenge, we actually have rook takes, so no worries here. Takes, loses the pawn. We're not going to give up this file. This file is more important than this one because this only attacks 2 pawns. If black got on this file, this gives black the fork. Black has this move, rook moves, rook here. Hard to answer to. It is hard to answer to. What we need is rook moves, rook here. That captures with check. I don't like that. Let's get a check in. Let's just get some time. This allows for rook f3 and h4. Is it passive? Oh yes. Does it work? Does it work? Yes. Now we have moves like rook g3 available. We will probably still play h3. Rook g3 captures. I do not like that comes with check. I really don't like that. We'll play h4. That prevents quite a bit. Now we're looking at moves like g5, of course. This pawn is pinned. Well, I can get a passed pawn. Black can win a passed pawn. We have moves like here. Yep. Black's move should really be g4. Rook g3, and then rook captures here. Good move. Good move, black. Rook captures, we have king e3. Not the best move. Not the kind of move that white wants to make right now. King d5 is great. Or I'm sorry, rook c4 is great. Forcing the king back again. White actually might have a draw. Let's move this pawn up. Running a little low on time. Capture, rook. This is bad. We want the opposition here. And I think we may have lost this, actually. We did. Let's look at this again. If I had moved here... Yeah, that's just game over. Well played on black. Wow, good game. I'm gonna use restroom really fast, so we'll be right back. Yeah. All right, guys, we're back. We're gonna be streaming a little bit more, playing some more 5-minute games. Last one was a close game, man. On the edge of my seat the whole time. Bishop c4, we just play for d5, trying to open up the center. Captures. We're good. We've got a good center here. I am very comfortable with this kind of game. We're looking at b5. Bishop over here. Worried about this rook check. Let's play bishop e6 first. Bishop d6, sorry. If rook check, we just have a7. Pinning the knight. Making this capture a little more feasible. Now we are threatening c5, queen captures, and then the white king is exposed. Then we have to figure out something to do with that move. Black's trying to release the pen. If g4, white's king is exposed anyway. That is rough. 97, as we planned. Captures. Then the queen is dealing with that move. d5. Okay, guys, this is gonna be a pretty good game. C captures c6. Now, this pawn will no longer be isolated. We will be just fine there. f6. Let's see. Are we threatening captures? Yeah. Yes, we are. Capture. We're going to capture this knight on f3. And then white's king side will be very much in trouble. Then we are going to castle. All right, guys. This is looking like a pretty good game so far. We've got rook b8 coming up. Putting pressure on this file. We've got c... Man, are we threatening c5? If c5, queen has to move. We are threatening c5. Wow. d4 is coming up. If queen d3, or we will have some unexpected checks. Well, they're expected. We're pointing them out. But can be problematic. White has moves like bishop g3 coming up. Have this capture. Might actually be kind of good for white. This opens up moves like queen, king, knight d4. We're gonna just make it harder on this bishop. We want this bishop off the board. This offers moves like... Oh no! I hung the knight. Queen check. Captures. Oh, we lost this one. I was overzealous. Oh, man. Terrible. I didn't think the queen would capture because it would hang the bishop. Oh, it loses the game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh. Oh, I feel sick. We're gonna threaten this knight. Queen d3 is coming up. Oh, wow. That was the only way to defend that. White just wants to trade. Oh, wow. There's some weird tactics going on here that I did not see before. We'll take black's king. White's up 2 pieces for an exchange. And it looks like a few pawns. White is up a pawn. A pawn and 2 pieces for a rook. It's a pretty good advantage. Pretty good. I'll get this pawn. I'll get to double up. Got some good advantages. White has some counterplay here. If we play b4, let's play c4. This has a trap. Captures. Play e4, threatening the bishop, hopefully by surprise. We'll see what happens. We did it. We won the bishop. These time games, man. I usually don't play sloppy moves like that, but when you're desperate, Kasparov would say, with great risks come great rewards. I think he also said, play sloppy because we're on short time. Oh, man. We've only got 3 pawns. If I'm being honest, if I was playing this game, an extra pawn on each side, white has 2 pawns up. If I had a bishop, instead of a knight, I might rather be white. What do we do here? Pawn c3? Is that the move? Or do we capture? Pawn c3, knight moves. If that knight ever captures there, it just traps that knight there forever, and then the defender of the knight. This is interesting. And what's cool here is this is one of the first games today I played where I wasn't way behind on time. We're actually a little bit ahead. Wow. Okay. This is where we play our rook play. Now, if moves like rook d1, white is actually threatening knight captures, rook captures, mate. So we have to get this king to g8 fairly soon. Here, taking the castle, also threatening this check. We'll play rook c7 instead. Maybe threatening c4. We are down 2 pawns. We are down 2 pawns. We're not letting any back rank mates. If king g8, rook e8 would have still been checked because f7 is covered. This actually hangs a pawn, I think. I don't think I'm in any real danger here. Why did white do that? A4 is a perfectly fine move. Now, rook captures. That's a pretty good move now. We'll get a5 going. White might get a pass pawn. I will get a pass pawn too, but knight's only focused on one area. Rooks can deal with the pass pawn and defend, while it's the knight will focus on one objective. So what we have to do is overload the task of the knight. The rook right now can either defend this pawn or attack c3, and it's put into a passive position right now. I do want my king closer to the board, but I don't think it's that important yet. f4 was a reasonable move. If I were white, I would want to play g4 or b4, sorry. Now here we have capture, capture. Oh, capture. The knight has to capture. What I want to play is actually a3. That moves. A8. 7. It gets a little hard to use. A7. Let's do it. A3. B4. I forgot this rook can come down to that face that file too. Captures, captures. We've just got 2 pawns here, is the problem. I can almost just capture that knight right now. Oh, you know what I could play? Rook b2. Capture, capture. Oh, man. Is this like a genius level move? I hope no one saw that. Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Captured the pawn instead. Captured the pawn instead. Wow. Ooh. White is starting to get a little lower on time. Let's do this right. I just can't get my king activated without this knight coming and doing weird things. King g6 is actually a little scary. Just a little bit. That was a little bit of a scary move, and I didn't like it. We want this rook exchange. Okay. Now we have moves like this, where we look at king c3. Then we go rook a1, and then king f2 king g2 happens, and then we've made the white king passive again. And we attack this pawn again. Well, not again. Okay, all right, bring the rook back. Two here. The knight comes. Hampered in. Bringing the king up. We're about the same time controls right now. We get this check. King comes back again. my king can weirdly not come to f2 because of check. We're playing it safe with our king. We're playing it very safe with our king. I wonder if that's a good move. Oh gosh, I lost the game. Lost the game, wow. Alright guys, I'm gonna do something really fast. I'll be about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Thank you. Alright guys, thanks for waiting for a little bit. Back to playing a few games. If anyone is interested in playing, you can send an invite to checkmate 4283. Alright, let's get this going. E4. C5, we're going to play a Sicilian defense. C6. What do we have here? D4 captures. Oh my gosh. Why did I do that? I never played the Sicilian that way. I don't even I don't even know how to play the Sicilian this way. I'm thinking moves like Queen C7 maybe? I should have played Queen C7 here. Okay. Is E5 a good idea at some point? I don't know. Bishop C5 looks good. This kind of, I have no idea. This is an alien planets to me. We are looking at Bishop G5 coming up. Bishop A4. If pawn moves, do I play? I think I should just castle. I can't do anything with these pawns if that queen is on A4. Which I assume is the idea behind it. Now we are threatening B5, Bishop B7. All at once. Here we have D6. White will probably want to do something else with that. Bishop B5, we have B5, Queen B3, Bishop B7, or sorry, B5, Queen B3, Knight D7. With the idea being I don't understand that move. We still have Bishop B5 coming. Oh, maybe it was intending B4, but then Bishop B6 still guards the queen. I don't know. Who knows, man? Now we're looking at rook moves to the center. E5. Captures. Do we need Knight D7 right now? If E5 captures, it's okay. Let's just play rook D8. Which rook? Okay, now here, capture. I don't like the way that ends up. Am I okay with opening up my... So, this way. Capture. That's not good. Queen c8. Queen g4. I like this. Okay. If knight capture, what about just straight up? Okay. Now here, I'm not sure if I saw this correctly. Do I just have to play queen d7 after that? Queen e7. Okay. We didn't see everything in those lines, but we saw quite a bit. And black isn't terrible, but I do feel like white has a much more open position right now. And besides that, when I'm playing these games, I prefer to have the queenside majority to a kingside majority because the kings are already over here. So and it's 4-3. It's easier to make a pass pawn as white right now. Offering an exchange of pieces. Capture, queen captures, bishop d6 captures, rook captures, rook captures. It looks a little bit better for black. After that exchange, I can move back, but then e5. And if rooks, we can put a rook on e5. And it looks okay for white. Or sorry, it looks okay for black. F5. Wow. F4. You know what? I will happily let's offer the same thing, but now we're gonna be stacking rooks. This doesn't really count as a tempo. It's not like we're losing time. We are forcing the issue. Captures, rook captures. Almost forces that exchange. Queen here. So queen captures. We have rook a7. Captures. Rook captures. And it looks like white has a passed pawn, but the queen is exposed. The king is exposed. And not just a little exposed. Very exposed. I'm not that worried about this pawn. I think white is very scared of these doubled rooks. Black will need to probably h6. Now do I spread out now? Or take on the exchange right away? And do we even work on the exchange first? Do we just play f6? Let's do the exchange. Let's work on it. Is it queen first? Defends that pawn. Has some pretty good checks. Man, I wonder if I can win that rook right now. Check. Check. We're going to do our capture. The white king is so exposed in a queen endgame. An endgame with queens on the board. Not looking good for black. Gets the queens off the board. For sure gets the queens off the board. Do we want that though? I mean, I don't think so. Queen c7. Check. e5. Still guarding this diagonal. King is doing pretty good right now. Okay, we have check here. Rook d7. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot it was a pretty even game. Well, shucks. Oh, b4 was the right move there. Now we have some checks coming up. Check. King moves. Can't get that check. Oops, oops, oops. Running low on time here. Oof. This is nuts. The white rook looks fairly passive right now. That could change fairly soon. We want this rook, this pawn in front. b5 isn't bad. Exchange. Let's get this check in. That's not a bad move for the king. It's actually very, very good. Wow, boy, am I not happy with some of these moves. Oh, no. Am I allowing these moves? Here we go. We'll just push this pawn. That is difficult for the king to chase. Rook move, pawn, rook captures, pawn capture, and we've got a passed pawn. White will be just fine. Oh, those exchanges don't work very well. Wow. We capture. Black gets the opposition. Oh, wonder if that was a better move. No. It just eliminates a lot of moves for white. Black has the opposition. C5 captures, white moves. The right move here. I may have miscalculated just a little bit. And white also miscalculated. White had plenty of time. I lost this game. White was very winning. We want the king on h7 before we move. Now we can kind of ease our way up there. Now move. Check. And then we can move our king over. King h7. Now white can flirt with some of these pawn moves, but I don't think they work very well. We can get the queen in front of the pawn now. King moves back. And we have checkmate next move. GG. Well played, white. What an endgame. I almost want to abort because it's a Caro-Kann. Is that wrong? Let's just get some pawns out there. Check is covered. Weirdly. Saw this check coming up. Queen moves. No worries here at all. Very interesting. Only pieces developed on either side are the queens. Let's put pressure on it. Develops the bishop. Black still wouldn't have any developed pieces there, and it offers c3 later. White can start a pin on this knight. That might be a little annoying. Do we like this? It offers black the opportunity to get a passed pawn. I don't like that. It also offers a great spot for a knight later on. c3. Then we have knight d2. Offering to come back for the bishop. If we can get a knight here, that would be amazing. So we have knight b3, d3, b5. It can get there. c4, I wonder. But black would never take c4. Because if I don't, then it's a pass pawn. We need to queenside castle anyway. Let's try to not get behind on time in this game. If g5, black has some good counterplay here. Knight g3. I wonder if it's a mistake. I wonder if the move was f3. Do we capture with the c pawn? Opening up fight on this file? No, because our pawns are a little bit weaker. We also have opposite colored bishop play in this game. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. Wow. Bishop d3 looks like a natural move, but we are threatening the h7 square. We are, strangely enough, going to have quite a bit of attack in this game. What is a little bit interesting let's get ready to double up. We're going to have the threat of coming on the H file. Black's threats of attacking the C file, B5, rook C8, you know, that's something, but once the queen moves to B1, these pin threats aren't that much, and that exchange, oh, if that exchange happens, pass pawn. Black has some options here too. Black is thinking rook captures? Releasing some pressure. This e6 pawn is hanging, actually. And threatens the rook. Wow. Now we have capture, capture, capture. This is threatening d4, but we have the capture there. And also, after, so we'll capture. We're about to blow Black's king wide open. And another capture. The rooks are about to stack on h1, and this will be game over very soon. White will probably be able to capture the knight. I'm not sure. F5 gives a really good outpost for Black's knight. Do I retreat? Do we retreat? It's a very good square for Black. It also cramps up White's white bishop. So in response, we will play our knight back to its strongest square. We have to play smart here. It's so interesting. In chess games with opposite colored bishops, sometimes it ends up in drawing, but unless it's just these two minor pieces left, Like maybe it's a rook game or something. If it's the middle game, if it's early on or the middle game, with opposite colored bishops, these are actually amazing attacking pieces because there isn't an even defense. That was probably a good move. But now it's bishop against knight. Less opportunities for drawing. If I was black, I would have traded off those bishops and hoped for an opposite colored bishop draw, which is very common. You can be down 1, 2, sometimes you can be down 3 pawns and have an opposite colored bishop endgame, and it's still a draw. Those just get crazy. Rook doubling up. There was... Oh, I could have played rook h5. Wow. Threatening if capture gets a passed pawn. That would have been something cool. Where are my attacking opportunities? We have rook check. We don't really have a lot of attacking opportunities. Let's get our rook check in. You can almost trade the knight and just play with the bishop. That could almost win. Check. Knight captured. I'm only up 2 pawns. I'm thinking about sacrifices and stuff. I need to just play smart chess. This knight can't come up and kick the bishop. We need to hold up, maintain the advantage. I was thinking about sacrificing material and trying to get fancy. I need to just play good moves. We're opening up for checks later. That's not smart. Coming out black with checks. Is that the move? If rook captures, rook comes back to g6, attacking the rook and the bishop and the pawn. And then we have f6 coming. We get the knight, the rook check. King comes, pawn. This game's a little dicey. I have this move that tripled pawns. Tripled pawns. I mean, man, get out of here. Am I going to play with tripled pawns? I have this move. Rook captures. Rook captures. Knight captures. Ooh, it's just not the advantage I want, you know? Rook captured, pawn captures. This bishop can kind of do a fairly good job of defending these. Like, this pawn is going to hang, but that bishop can lock into that square right here, and we will be a-okay. Know what I mean? To where if captures, king captures, this queens. And that's game over. It is game over. So how does black continue? Moves like 92. That pawn is going to be picked off. And I'm okay with that. B3. Let's get the king in the game. That's okay. Now, how does the knight get back over here? King comes over, we just push the pawn, and it queens. The king cannot move. It's glued to that spot. That pawn was never going to do anything. It couldn't have. White needed to play here, pawn. I don't know. But capturing g3, it was never going to harm anyone. Now that knight is stuck. King moves. That's a lost game. I can almost win that knight. Move. Can I do that? Move here. Let's try to do it. This might not be the most accurate play. I think it just wins though. Then we move here. Nice, move back. We move here. And I think we move here. And the knight is trapped. Captures. Here we do pawn move. King captures. That was a nice little extra move there. We did it. We transposed into an advantage game. We'll be up 2 pawns on the queen side. I like how we simplified the game into the end game. Keeping it easy. All right, that was a pretty fun time. Thanks to everyone who was watching. I'll call it a night for right now. Thanks you so much for watching, guys, chatting and playing. And I'll be on tomorrow. Thank you guys so much.